What technically was the most challenging thing I've ever done, I think. Technically. And artistically, very much so, too, because we shot it in 33 days, you know.
And
so
it was all you.
It was all me, yeah. So there's a
you
lot
and various versions of you.
Yeah, exactly.
Having to keep that straight.
Yes. Well, you know, there was a lot of preparation before the film, months of preparation. So that couldn't have done it without.
And it was on a very low budget. So,
very low budget, and I was isolated, and it was good that I was in London, and we were at Shepperton Studios, and there was a writer's strike, so the lot was empty, you know. Our script had already been written, so we were kind of isolated there. It was good. I was the only American, so it was really kind of like being on the moon a little bit. Not like being on the moon, but it was definitely isolating. And but yeah, that movie was a pretty incredible challenge, and I don't think I could have done it
before
as well as I was able to do it before.
That's what I'm sort of getting at, is it feels like you're in your zone. Like all the experience and all the chops that you've developed are suddenly kicking in some kind of way.
You know.
And you can do comedy as well. I mean, Iron Man 2, you popped. You know, you owned it. It was great.
Yeah. We were Jon Favreau and Justin Theroux and I were channeling I think Gene Hackman as Lex Luthor and Vince Vaughn and some Bill Murray in there. We were channeling him.
In a movie like that is hard to do. It's almost harder, isn't it?
It is hard. It's not always as relaxed, and Jon Favreau really, I think, made it easy for me to be relaxed. He's really good at that. Because it's hard. You're right. It's intimidating on a big movie like that to be as loose as we were. And we were very loose, you know. But there's an element of danger with Mickey, you know. He's lovely, by the way. I find he was great to work with. But he wanted to do the first scene without rehearsing where our characters meet. And John likes to shoot chronologically. He's got the luxury of doing that sometimes. So we shot our whole arc chronologically, me and Mickey. So we were able to, like, incorporate stuff on the day and keep it for the next... Like the guy who's like kind of my assistant, we came up with that on the day. He was just a caterer, and he had coincidentally had acting experience, and I was just asking him about the props, the ice cream, and I said, how do we find out about this? He says, oh, talk to Jack, and they put him in a tuxedo, and I said, Jack, do you mind if I refer to you in the scene and stuff? Do we gotta go?
Well, they're beckoning.
Okay.
But in that sequence, when is it like a tennis game where the two of you are batting it and you're gonna ace him and you're gonna own it, or
well, you know, the good part about that healthy competition is that we were such carbon copies, our characters. I was the fast talker and he was the uber alpha, so it was much like Gene Wilder and Peter Boyle and Young Frankenstein or something. You know what I mean? The dynamic was such that there was we would only complement each other.
I see. Yeah.
You know, I was constantly talking, so the more nervous Mickey Rourke made me as an actor, the better for my character in a way, because my character is deferential towards him. So it was really a great comedic dynamic, you know, between the two of us.
So what else have you got coming up?
I got Cowboys and Aliens, we just wrapped, and with Daniel Craig and Harrison Ford.
And what part do you play in that one?
I play Doc, and I've got a mustache and glasses. I look like sort of a John Lennon, Sgt. Pepper meets Geppetto, and I go.
Are you playing Doc Holliday? I mean, you know.
It's not Doc Holliday, but maybe it's on its way there.
Yeah.
But yeah. He's really an ordinary guy in the film, and he sort of has to cowboy up with the rest of them, and fight the aliens. And then we have Convicted, and then the winning season's out. It's a very small flick, but I'm proud of it, and I think that's it. What else is out there? I think that's it. I think I've squeezed out all my juices for now.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.